Is everybody ready?
Yeah.
Let's begin. It's actually quite amusing when you look at what the two teams have quoted. The affirmative team has quoted credible people who actually say that North Korea is a threat and will strike South Korea, and that THAAD is a great system to actually protect South Korea. The negative team has quoted news sites and our experts who actually say in the big picture that THAAD is necessary for South Korea. So basically, the weight of the evidence all goes for the affirmative team, because even the experts they've quoted actually support THAAD in the end. They say, yeah, there are some problems, but THAAD is necessary for South Korea. First of all, I'm going to be responding to one thing they said, and then I'm going to bring up two voting issues. First of all, in response to basically that South Korea doesn't view it that way and China will retaliate to this. I have two responses. My first response is already happening. South Korea already has missile defense systems. The only difference is that THAAD is actually effective and will stop a North Korean attack. It doesn't threaten China airspace, as we've already said. My second response is minuscule impact. Minuscule impact. As we actually read in a piece of evidence from a PhD, he said that really South China won't retaliate with that big of an impact to South Korea. Also, South Korea will avoid further deterrences in the future. Therefore, it would actually be net beneficial for South Korea, for THAAD, and the China retaliation scale. Okay, move on to two voting issues. Voting issue one is North Korean threat. North Korean threat. North Korea is a very real threat and will strike South Korea if left undeterred. Subpoint A is willing to attack. Willing to attack. Basically, they said, oh, well, North Korea is just putting all this stuff out as propaganda. Well, the experts we've quoted disagree. Because you see, North Korea is kind of a desperate nation. All they care about is the life of their regime. They said, oh, well, they're trying to save their regime so they won't attack South Korea. But that doesn't work because the only piece of analysis on actually saving the regime said that North Korea would strike South Korea to save their regime, to actually unify the people. So this regime point totally goes for the affirmative team and against the negative. Subpoint B is building up arsenal. Why they're building up their arsenal is so that our US nuclear umbrella will fail. The problem is that our nuclear umbrella doesn't work and it will fail because North Korea has the nukes. And that's the second, has nukes. Because North Korea will have a bunch of nukes that it can actually fire the US and build up its technology to fire the US will not be able to use mutually assured destruction. Again, we quoted experts on this and they just said, oh, well, that's not true. It is true because North Korea is building up their nukes in order to be able to strike the US to basically nullify mutually assured destruction. Because mutually assured destruction, I said this in my 2AC, they never responded, mutually assured destruction only works if both countries have nukes. So yeah, that subpoint C is mutually assured destruction fails. Mutually assured destruction fails. I already kind of said this. Mutually assured destruction won't work. Right, subpoint D is LSAM fails. LSAM fails. As we said before, LSAM is an inferior system. Second, it won't be able to deploy until at least 2023, and probably longer than that, because THAAD, because it's such an effective system, took 30 years to actually develop and test and all that stuff. In response to our points, I'm just going to respond to one thing. They said that we didn't respond to their warrants. My response is big picture. Big picture. If you look at the big picture and look at what North Korea actually will do, it doesn't matter if we didn't respond to subpoint A under subpoint C of this little thing they said. The big picture says North Korea is building up their nukes. They will strike South Korea in order to save their regime. The impact is millions at risk. Millions at risk. This outweighs anything they brought up because of the magnitude and severity of lives being lost and millions of lives potentially being lost with the negative team's status quo. Voting issue 2 is proven solution. Proven solution. Subpoint A is 100% success rate. 100% success rate. Something that's never been responded to in this whole debate round is that THAAD has a 100% success rate. So what we have is current defenses fail. They also didn't really respond to that. Current defenses are not enough to stop a North Korean strike. And THAAD will be 100% effective at stopping any North Korean strike. Therefore, it's really a no-brainer that we should pass THAAD because then South Korea will have a 100% guarantee of being saved from North Korean strike. Subpoint B is will accept. Will accept. Basically, something they never responded to is that, remember, basically the ruling party said that THAAD is a matter of survival. Basically, they need THAAD in order to actually live and survive and not die. So they never responded to that, and so basically this destroys any idea that South Korea is not going to accept THAAD. It's all politics. If you want something for free, but if you can't get it for free, you will pay for it. That's the simple truth. Subpoint C is expert support. Expert support. All of the experts they quoted on this, all of the experts they quoted on this issue, actually that was kind of under the other one, but all their experts saying that China will retaliate actually support us. So the impact of this is millions saved. millions saved. Again, we have millions of lives that are potentially lost if you vote negative, but with affirmative, we can save them. Thank you.